All right, we'll go ahead and take questions for William. Whichever one. Okay. I think they will all work. There you go. All right, in the interest of time, we'll just take questions for William. We will start up front. We'll start with Jordan and then go to Bob. Go ahead, Jordan.
Jordan Bianchi, The Athletic. Your thoughts on the penalties this week and how you thought NASCAR handled things?
Yeah, I mean, is this thing on?
There you go.
Yeah, look, I can't say the details of the penalty of what goes on there, but certainly excited for the appeal and everything that comes with that, and just ready for this weekend, right? Like, we've got more to prove, and we'll just keep going. So yeah, it's good to get 2 in a row the last couple weeks. Feel like we're on a good roll, and this is a really good racetrack for us. Won here last year, and but yeah, I was excited to hear. Look forward to hearing Chad's comments yesterday, and all that was good. So looking forward to the appeal.
All right, Bob.
Bob Hawkers, Fox Sports. Can you describe what the impact of 100 points and 10 playoff points are, and also what have you been doing this week to get acquainted to your interim crew chief?
Yeah, certainly the points is something that we just adjust to. It's early in the season. Cars are extremely fast, and we obviously had the pace last week to win, regardless. So I think that's going to continue, and I think with that pace, we're just going to use that to our advantage to make up points. So we didn't intend on really relaxing after a win anyways this year. So I think going into the next however many weeks, 22 weeks that we've got till the playoffs, we're going to push really hard. So I think we're just going to give it everything every week. And we had a good week of preparation, lots of time in the sim, lots of time at the shop, and just excited for all that to continue. So that's as far as the points go. And then as far as interim crew chief, Brian's going to be great. Work with him a lot in the shop through our competition meetings and spend a lot of time with him. So excited to have him on top of the pit box. And my engineer, Brandon McSwain, we've worked together since the JRM days in 2017. So he was my engineer at JRM when we won the championship, and he'll be a bigger factor, a bigger role throughout the weekend. But I'm excited for that because we know each other really well, and we probably exchange texts about 10 times a week on the car. So excited to have him in a bigger role.
All right, we're going to go to Kelly and then Steven in the back. Get a microphone up front here to Kelly right here.
William, you spoke last week after the win, 2 wins, back-to-back wins, that you were really confident, really motivated. Then you guys get hit with a really big penalty, but then you just said a minute ago that you have more to prove. So when you get hit with a penalty like that, it doesn't knock your confidence or knock you for a loop at all? Instead, it seems like you come here with more motivation?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I really get excited about coming to the racetrack, right now, and I think that I was just excited in the off season with the group I know we have. So yeah, if anything, it just shows that we're not there yet. We have more to prove, and we have more to go out there and accomplish. So I think that's a dangerous thing, right? Like, we're going out there with a goal in mind, a specific goal to win every week, and we're going to keep pushing for that every single week. So I mean, really, it starts during the week. I mean, a lot of the weekend stuff is a result of what we do, our processes, and back at the shop and communicating with one another. So I think that process started on Monday as soon as we got back from Phoenix. What could we have done better at Phoenix? Because that's a really important racetrack, and there were certainly things we could have done better there. I thought the 4 car was the best car. I thought we were second or third best, kind of right there with the 5. And so I think there was stuff last week we could have done better, and we addressed all that Monday and Tuesday, and then Tuesday night turned the page and focused on Atlanta. Obviously this has been good for us in the past, but July wasn't quite as good, so we looked at a lot of the things that Chase and the 9 team were doing really well here in July, and tried to apply that to this weekend for us.
All right, Steven.
Steve Conley, the podium finish. William back here in the back. Other side. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Way in the back.
Yeah, way in the
Got
back.
it.
I'm curious about your thoughts on Josh Berry, how he has come in, his approach to jumping in this car, and his growth just over the couple of weeks and what he really has brought to Hendrick Motorsports.
I think Josh has been great. I mean, it's a very unique circumstance for him. I mean, not having, I guess last week we had 50 minutes of practice, but he doesn't have the 10 test sessions that we all had last offseason to get this car, get comfortable with this car and learn what it needs and things like that. So he's at a very big deficit in terms of experience with this car. I mean, it's not like anything else that you drive. When I go race a super late model and then go race the Xfinity car, I mean, those are within the same ballpark. When you go run the Cup car, you might as well, go drive a Trans Am car, go drive a sports car, to adjust. So I think there's so many things he's having to learn, and I think he's doing a great job with it all. And he's brought a new perspective to the debriefs. I mean, being such a clean slate, there's some things that he says that you're like, you don't even realize that go on with this car that it's cool to hear. So, yeah, excited to have him.
And here this weekend, obviously, this is the third race on this surface. I'm curious of how much things changed from the first one last year to the second, and what you kind of expect for change-wise this week.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to say. It's really cold this weekend, so I don't know how that's going to factor into the way the race plays out. I think the groove's wide here because it's drafting and you're not at the edge of grip throughout the whole corner. There's certain parts of the corner that you can be on the edge of grip and be having to lift, which I think is what we all like about it. It does have some element of having to drive because you are out of the gas. So I think that's cool about the new Atlanta, but I don't know if it's going to be a similar race to the summer race because that obviously really hot and slick. So I'm not really sure what we're going to see, but I'd say it'd be maybe closer to the July race just because the track is starting to age, and so curious how that plays a factor.
All right, we're going to go Dustin, and then we'll end with most likely Wolfgang. Steven, I'll try to get you in. Go ahead, Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. William, before you won your appeal on your penalty last year, you had a 25-point fine, $50,000 fine with the incident with Hamlin at Texas. Denny got the same thing this past week. Do you look at your incident with him under caution, what happened there, and what he did with Ross as the same thing, as being equal to, at least at the beginning part of the process, equal penalties?
I don't know if they're equal. I don't know how to answer that part, but I do think that it's unfortunate that you're going to have a game of poker, right? Because now guys aren't going to be able to say or do what they're not going to be able to say what happened. And so I think there's a lot of guys that fake it in interviews, and us drivers know that. And so it's unfortunate that those are the guys that get away with it.
So how do they get away with it then? Because if the drivers know about it, I mean, you guys have the memories that stay with you, so it's not like you guys forget. So doesn't it come back in some sense, or how is this not resolved because now guys can't say anything?
Yeah, I mean, it'll just be handled on the track. So I think that's the way it is, and things are always handled on the racetrack. But yeah, it'll just, I guess nobody else will know.
All right, I'm going to have to wrap this up because the bullpen is starting in the driver's meeting room. So apologies, we did not get to everyone today. But William, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you spending time with us. And then for all the media in this room, the top 30 bullpen is officially started in the driver's meeting room. So please make your way there as well. Thanks for hanging with us today, guys. We appreciate it.